Jos Verstappen, father of four-time world champion Max Verstappen, has once again stirred the pot with a series of controversial statements. During the off-season, Jos Verstappen sat down for an interview with the Münchner Merkur/TS Media Group. What emerged from this conversation was nothing short of explosive, challenging the narrative of Red Bull's dominance and hinting at potential major shifts in the F1 landscape. Jos, known for his outspoken nature, didn't hold back when expressing his concerns about Red Bull's future performance. He stated, "I still have my doubts about that. Red Bull has to build a car that is more predictable under all circumstances. If you look at the second half of 2024, you can't be optimistic. Red Bull simply hasn't managed to make the car consistently fast. Why would that be the case this year?" This statement is particularly striking when we consider Red Bull's recent history of dominance. It suggests that there are serious concerns within the Verstappen camp about the team's ability to maintain its competitive edge. Jos's words carry significant weight, not just because of his relationship with Max, but also due to his own experience as a former F1 driver. But Jos didn't stop there. He went on to make an even more shocking statement about Max's future with the team. He said, "Everything is possible. He can stay with Red Bull if he sees the benefit of it. His goal is still to win races. If he feels that this is no longer possible at Red Bull, then a transfer is not ruled out." This comment has opened up a Pandora's box of speculation. Could we really see Max Verstappen, a driver who has become synonymous with Red Bull Racing, potentially switch teams? It's a prospect that seemed unthinkable just a short time ago, but Jos's words have made it a very real possibility. To fully understand the context of Jos's comments, we need to look back at Red Bull's performance in the 2024 season. While Max Verstappen secured his fourth consecutive world championship, it was far from a smooth ride. The team started the season strongly, but their form dropped dramatically in the second half. Max faced a 10-race winless drought, a contrast to his usual dominance. This performance dip saw Red Bull fall to third place in the Constructors' Championship behind McLaren and Ferrari. Jos Verstappen pointed out this decline, saying, "As far as Newey is concerned, it is a fact that the car did not improve when he left the team. The updates in particular no longer worked as desired." The statistics paint a clear picture of Red Bull's struggles. In the first half of the season, Red Bull won 9 out of 11 races. However, in the second half, they managed only 2 wins out of 14 races. This dramatic shift in performance is what has prompted Jos's concerns and led to his shocking statements. While Jos has been vocal about his concerns, Max himself has also acknowledged the challenges facing the team. In an interview with The Telegraph, Max stated, "If we continue like this, I won't be champion next year. It's as simple as that. We really need to make steps to be competitive next season." Max went on to detail specific areas where improvements are needed. He said, "We know that we need to be better over the curbs, bumps, and in the slow corners. Those are generally our weaknesses. If we are still beaten then, it will be based on pure speed." These comments from Max align with his father's concerns, suggesting that there's a unified perspective within the Verstappen camp about the challenges facing Red Bull. Max's words carry particular weight given his intimate knowledge of the car and his status as a four-time world champion. Max also revealed some insights into the team's struggles during the 2024 season. He said, "At one point, the car was barely drivable. There was no more to get out of it than this." Interestingly, amidst all the discussion about Red Bull's performance and Max's future, Jos also took time to offer advice to Liam Lawson, who will be joining Red Bull for the 2025 season. Drawing from his own experience as Michael Schumacher's teammate at Benetton in 1994, Jos cautioned Lawson against trying to match Max's pace at all costs. In an interview with F1 Insider, Jos said, "My advice is that he should not make the mistake I made at Benetton in 1994, trying to keep up with Max at all costs. He should do his own thing. Hopefully he has a similar driving style to Max. Then together, they can improve the car." This advice offers an interesting insight into the dynamics of being a teammate to a dominant driver. It also suggests that Jos sees potential in Lawson to contribute positively to the team's development, rather than just serving as a number 2 driver. Jos's experience at Benetton in 1994 provides a valuable historical context. During that season, Jos struggled to keep pace with Schumacher, ultimately finishing 10th in the championship with only 2 podium finishes. This experience clearly informs his advice to Lawson, emphasizing the importance of focusing on one's own development rather than trying to match an exceptional teammate. Jos Verstappen's comments come at a time when Red Bull is facing several internal challenges. One of the most significant is the departure of key team members, most notably Adrian Newey, widely regarded as one of the greatest car designers in F1 history. But Newey isn't the only key figure to leave Red Bull. The team has also lost sporting director Jonathan Wheatley to Audi and head of strategy Will Courtney to McLaren. These departures represent a significant brain drain for Red Bull and could potentially impact their performance in the coming seasons. These personnel changes, along with the team's performance issues, have led to increased speculation about Max Verstappen's future. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has openly admitted to trying to sign Max. Wolff's interest in Max is not new, but in light of Jos's recent comments, it takes on a new significance. Jos Verstappen's comments have the potential to significantly impact Red Bull's team morale and stability. By publicly expressing doubts about the team's ability to provide a competitive car, Jos has increased the pressure on Red Bull to deliver in 2025. Moreover, these statements have fueled speculation about Max's long-term commitment to Red Bull. While Max is contracted with the team until 2028, there are believed to be exit clauses based on the team's ability to provide a championship-contending car. As we look towards the 2025 season, it's clear that Red Bull faces significant challenges in car development. They'll need to address the issues that plague them in the latter half of 2024, particularly in terms of consistent performance across different track conditions. The competition from rival teams, especially McLaren and Ferrari, is likely to be fierce. McLaren in particular showed strong form in 2024, winning the Constructors' Championship. With their driver lineup of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, they're poised to be a major threat. Ferrari, too, cannot be discounted. The addition of seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton to partner Charles Leclerc creates a formidable driver pairing that could challenge for both the drivers' and constructors' titles. For Max Verstappen, the 2025 season could be pivotal in his career. If Red Bull can deliver a competitive car, we could see Max challenge for a fifth consecutive title. However, if the team struggles, it could potentially lead to one of the biggest driver moves in recent F1 history. Max himself has acknowledged the importance of the upcoming season. He stated, "I always keep the pressure on, also on myself. I try not to think too lightly about things." One factor that could play a significant role in Red Bull's future performance is their in-house power unit project, Red Bull Powertrains. Set to debut in 2026, this project represents a massive undertaking for the team. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, has described it as the biggest challenge we've taken on in the 20 years that we've been in the sport. He added, "I think the next chapter is potentially one of the most exciting chapters." However, the project also comes with significant risks. As Horner pointed out, we're taking on 75 years of experience with Ferrari and 30 years with Mercedes high-performance powertrains, so we have no illusions. The mountain that we have to climb is immense. The success or failure of this project could have a major impact on Max Verstappen's future with the team. If Red Bull can produce a competitive power unit, it could secure Max's long-term commitment. On the other hand, if the project struggles, it could push Max towards considering other options. You might think Max Verstappen is the highest-paid driver in Formula One, but that's no longer the case. A stunning shift has completely reshaped the financial hierarchy of the sport, leaving everyone surprised. Lewis Hamilton has taken the top spot with a potential $100 million annual salary. So what exactly is going on here? To fully appreciate the magnitude of this event, we must first understand how Formula One driver salaries operate. Unlike many other sports, F1 does not impose a salary cap on driver earnings. This means teams are free to compensate their drivers as they see fit, limited only by their own financial resources and willingness to invest in talent. In recent years, we've witnessed a notable trend of increasing driver salaries, reflecting the growing global popularity of the sport and the immense value top drivers bring to their teams. Let's examine the numbers that set the stage for this dramatic turn of events. In 2024, Max Verstappen held the crown as Formula One's highest-paid driver. The Dutch phenom, fresh off his fourth consecutive world championship, commanded an eye-watering salary package from Red Bull Racing. Breaking it down, Verstappen's earnings consisted of a $60 million base salary, supplemented by an additional $15 million in performance-related bonuses. This brought his total compensation for the 2024 season to a staggering $75 million. How did Lewis Hamilton's earnings compare during his final year with Mercedes? The British driver, widely regarded as one of the greatest of all time, found himself in the unfamiliar position of second place on the salary charts. Hamilton's 2024 Mercedes contract provided him with a base salary of $55 million, with a relatively modest $2 million in bonuses. This brought his total earnings for the year to $57 million, still an enormous sum, but notably behind Verstappen's package. The balance of power shifted dramatically when Hamilton announced his shocking move to Ferrari for the 2025 season. This transfer, described by many as the biggest driver move in F1 history, immediately sparked intense speculation about the financial terms of the deal. How much would the legendary Scuderia be willing to pay to secure the services of the sport's most successful driver? As news of the transfer broke, Ferrari's stock prices experienced a noticeable uptick, highlighting the immediate commercial impact of Hamilton's star power. But it was the salary figures that truly captured the imagination of fans and experts alike. According to reports from the highly respected Forbes magazine, Hamilton's Ferrari contract is set to catapult him back to the top of F1's earning charts, surpassing even Verstappen's record-setting deal. While exact figures remain unconfirmed, Forbes estimates that Hamilton's base salary at Ferrari will exceed $75 million per year. When factoring in potential bonuses, image rights, and other commercial arrangements, some sources suggest that Hamilton's total annual earnings could reach an unprecedented $100 million. If these projections prove accurate, it would represent the largest driver salary package in Formula One history. To put this into perspective, let's break down the reported structure of Hamilton's Ferrari contract. His base salary is estimated to be over $75 million per year. Performance bonuses could potentially worth tens of millions of dollars. Image rights and commercial agreements could push total earnings to around $100 million annually. Contract duration is of initial 2-year deal, with an option for a third season in 2027. It's important to note that these figures are based on reports and estimates from reputable sources, but the exact details of Hamilton's contract remain confidential. The question naturally arises: why would Ferrari be willing to invest such an astronomical sum in a driver who will be 40 years old at the start of the 2025 season? The answer lies in a combination of factors that make Lewis Hamilton a uniquely valuable asset. First and foremost is Hamilton's unparalleled track record of success. With 7 world championships, over 100 race wins, and more pole positions than any driver in history, Hamilton brings a wealth of experience and proven ability to deliver results. Ferrari, a team that hasn't won a driver's championship since 2007 with Kimi Raikkonen, is desperate to return to the top step of the podium. They clearly believe Hamilton is the man to lead that charge. Secondly, Hamilton's global popularity and marketability extend far beyond the racetrack. He has become a cultural icon, using his platform to advocate for social causes and attracting a diverse fan base that reaches well beyond traditional motorsport audiences. For Ferrari, signing Hamilton isn't just about on-track performance. It's a major coup in terms of brand exposure and commercial opportunities. The potential financial benefits for Ferrari are substantial. Hamilton's arrival is expected to boost merchandise sales, increase sponsorship revenue, and potentially even impact the value of Ferrari's road car business. When viewed through this lens, the enormous salary begins to look more like a strategic investment than a simple expense. To fully grasp the impact of Hamilton's new salary, it's essential to compare it to other top earners in Formula One. Let's examine some of the highest-paid drivers and their recent contract developments. Lando Norris recently saw his salary increase to around $35 million per year. Norris's new contract, signed in January 2024, locks him in with McLaren until the end of the 2028 season, with an option to extend into 2029. His base salary is reported to be £9.5 million, with potential bonuses pushing his total earnings to £27.5 million annually. Hamilton's new teammate, Charles Leclerc, signed a contract extension in January 2024, keeping him with Ferrari until the end of 2029. Leclerc's new deal is reported to be worth £25 million per year, with bonuses potentially increasing that to £29 million. The two-time world champion Fernando Alonso signed a new contract with Aston Martin in April 2024, committing to the team until at least the end of 2026. Alonso's base salary is reported to be £19 million, with potential bonuses adding another £3 million. With Hamilton's departure, George Russell became the de facto team leader at Mercedes. His current contract, running until the end of 2025, is worth £12 million per year, with bonuses potentially increasing that to £18 million. Oscar Piastri signed an improved contract in September 2023, sees him earn £4.5 million per year, with potential bonuses pushing that figure to £17.5 million. These figures highlight just how far ahead Hamilton and Verstappen are in terms of driver compensation, and how Hamilton's new Ferrari deal is set to push the boundaries even further. Hamilton's mega deal with Ferrari is likely to have far-reaching consequences for the Formula One landscape. It represents a significant shift in the financial power dynamics of the sport, potentially setting a new benchmark for what top drivers can command in salary negotiations. We may see other leading drivers using Hamilton's contract as leverage in their own discussions with teams, potentially driving salaries even higher across the board. It's worth noting that F1 drivers' salaries are now beginning to rival those of top athletes in other sports. While they haven't quite reached the stratospheric levels of soccer superstars like Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi, who command salaries of $285 million and $135 million per year, the gap is narrowing. The total combined salaries of the top 10 F1 drivers in 2024 reached $317 million, a figure that's likely to increase further in 2025 with Hamilton's new deal. As Hamilton prepares to don the famous red overalls of Ferrari, expectations for the 2025 season are sky high. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur has made it clear that the team believes they can challenge for the title with Hamilton and Leclerc at the wheel. In a recent interview with Sky F1, Vasseur stated, "Yeah, if you have a look at this season, 2024, I think Charles scored the biggest number of points after Monza or something like this when we started to react and started to do a better job on our side. It means that everything is possible. It's just a matter to put everything together to minimize the number of mistakes. It's true that on this season, the long season, 24 events that we have always up and down. But what is positive for us is that we had a tough journey around June, July, and as a team, we were able to react and to react quickly, and this is encouraging." The Ferrari team principal also recognizes that success in 2025 will require flawless execution. "It's true that we did a good 2024 season, at least much better than 2023. Racing is going in the right direction and reliability, pit stop, strategy, number of points scored during the season, something like plus 60%, number of wins. We are going on the right direction. But the most important is the last step, and we missed the title for 14 points. It's not in Abu Dhabi that we missed something. I think it's much before, and if you want to fight next year for the championship, you have to do everything perfect."